On the final hour, I have the awesome transitioner, just awesome person who just started Twitch streaming too. Terrasect underscore complexity. I got your name right because last time I didn't. I think I called you
Tesseract.
Tesseract. There we go.
Yeah. I have a fun story to actually say about that because Terrasect is a non-existent word. It does not exist at all. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
But when I first seen the word Tesseract, my brain did not process the S before the R. It went the other way. So for the last 10 years, I've been pronouncing it as Terrasect. So when I made my name, I was like, yeah, that's what this is. This is what it means. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I feel dumb. So, yeah, that's what's up.
It happens. What's up, Broken? How you doing? Nani is right. I fixed the sounds, so they should be working now. I figured that out. And Broken Dark, what's up? How is everyone in chat today? We're going to have
Thank you for the love.
And we're gonna have some crazy times tonight. It sounds like our pre-game talk was lit already, so it's gonna be a good night, good show. Waiting for some high energy. So
yeah,
we have this lovely person, which is. Are you married to Brutex or are you engaged?
We are actually engaged.
Oh, you're engaged. Okay.
Depending on the pandemic, depends on where that's gonna go. So, I mean, what
are you gonna do with him? Are you gonna throw him over a bridge or something?
Well, no, I want to keep him. Come on.
Okay.
I like this one. I like this one.
I like
he's
this
nice.
one. He's a keeper. No, he's awesome. Brutex is really awesome.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. He one thing I will say is that he is an amazing person. He's an amazing dad. He's an amazing creator. He's just all around amazing. So
yes.
I have nothing to complain about him.
Dicks! Except for dicks. What the fuck? That was a good time. Nothing to complain about him. Dicks. I love my soundboard at times. But then other times I hate it. I really do, because some of the sounds I put on there, I hate the sounds, but I do it on purpose because I love everyone to fuck with me. So
awesome. That was awesome.
If there is anything that we talk about, a question, something that just hits a nerve, we could straight bypass it. You could straight say, hey, no, it's not that.
Honestly, there's not much that would hit a nerve for me. Just putting that out there, my only thing that would probably hit a nerve would be to downgrade me as a parent. Other than that, I take criticism pretty well. So
fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's good. Victory! Yes! Yes. So, who is Terrasect? All around, as a creator, outside of creation, what is everything about
you? Okay, so I am natural born crackhead energy. I am a very upbeat kind of person. I do wear many faces, but it depends on my circle, I guess. I'm very creative and very artistic, which is why I'm on TikTok. It is a major creative outlet. It's actually opened up a lot of portals. I'm without getting into the darker stuff, I've had a longing for family my whole life, so which has brought me to be a mom. But that's the God's honest truth. My longing for family is why I decided I wanted to be a parent. Other than that, I'm very bubbly for the most part. Okay, unless I'm depressed, and then I'm just I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm gonna hide in my house for a month.
I'm gonna hide, just like majority of us or some of us went through the last few months, and so yeah. So
yep. That's exactly it. I'm just gonna not talk to anybody and fall off the face of the planet.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you got kids and you got a man that's awesome, Brutex. So what is something that your kids do and your man has done where you're just why that?
Okay, so all right, we're gonna start back at the beginning. So before
damn, we're going far back.
We're gonna go far back, okay? So before Brutex and I became a thing, I was very strict about certain things when it came to my kids, and like I did not own a microwave.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't own a microwave. I got rid of my microwave because the past relationship that I was in years ago, he would just leave the food in the microwave and let it mold. Now I don't use the microwave, like it wasn't my thing, and he would just leave it there, and it was like a pet peeve. So I told him, I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of this one day. Well, one day he went to work, and I grabbed the microwave, gave it to my aunt, and said, "You could take this, get it out of my house," and I was it. Well, Brutax and I started like seeing each other, and he convinced me in a matter of, I think it was about a week. I think he convinced me to not only get a microwave, but to have the entire Google Home set up, okay, and to put TVs in my kids' rooms. So now my kids have learned to bargain and make deals like he does. So every time I hear deals going around the house, I'm like, oh my God, oh God, oh God, here we go. Here we go. But yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that was one thing that I've had to learn. The one thing I will say is I'm a big cook. I love to cook. I love to
Ooh.
bake. I love food. I love everything about food. And so for example, last night I made I made these chicken legs, and it had like breadcrumbs on it, and it was spiced with a little bit of chili powder, and there was I think it was oregano, salt, pepper, and garlic. Okay, absolutely yummy. And then I had potatoes, and I had asparagus, and it was all beautiful, and this is all stuff that my kids would eat, and I've seen them eat it. I've seen them eat every single bit of it. And they looked at it and they're like, "That's disgusting." And I was like, "Are you serious? I just spent the last 3 hours cooking this. You can't live off chicken nuggets. You need
Chicken
good food.
nuggies.
You need proper food." And they're like, "That's just disgusting." And I was like, "Okay, well then you're just gonna have to look at it then." I'm not making anything else. That's what I'm making. I'm not doing anything else. That's what you're making. And
Damn.
yeah,
Savage.
yeah. So yeah, my kids are savage, but my kids are also replicas of me. They all carry a little part of me, and each part that they carry is the savage in me. So I'm like,
Okay.
all right,
That works. That
okay,
works. That's like
yeah,
my
whatever works.
that's I know that feeling because my 12-year-old. Oh my God, he has me and my wife perfectly mixed, and it's annoying at times. Annoying. He's got my whole literal sense of speaking, and when you tell him to do something but to the point where it's oh my God, why is this so bad?
Yeah,
and oh my God, yeah, it's great seeing the kids grow up and stuff. Awesome.
yeah, that's one thing I will say. My oldest is 7 years old, and him being my first was probably the most scariest thing that I have ever been through. And it was because he was born prematurely. So my first pregnancy, I only found out that I was pregnant 10 weeks in. After being told that I was infertile, I couldn't have kids. So I justified this. I was like, all right, I can't have kids. That's cool. And then I go to the hospital, and I thought I had the stomach flu for 2 weeks. And they're like, "No, you're pregnant." I'm like, "What?" No, hell no. I'm like, "You're joking." They're like, "Ma'am, legally, we cannot joke about that." I'm like, "Okay, let me digest this." And bring me in for an ultrasound. I'm 10 weeks pregnant. I was like, okay. And literally 4 months later, he was born. He was born at 6.5 months. He was literally itty bitty. And it was the scariest thing that I had ever been through. And I seen this 2 pound, 1 ounce little baby that was the length of almost a foot long sub. And he is now probably the most sarcastic, mouthy little kid that I have ever met. And his one-liners sometimes, it stops me in my tracks, and I'm like, you know what? All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know how to respond half the time. So a couple of years ago, for example, his father was telling him no, we don't do this, blah, 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 blah. Instead, what if we were to try this? And him at 4 years old, looked him dead in the face, and said, "How about we just shut up?" And I'm like, no, we don't talk like that. But secretly, like, I'm dying inside, like, as if this kid just said this. Like, all right, we're going to have to teach this kid a time and a place, because there's an appropriate time and a place for this stuff, but that was not it. So he's grown up to be he's got a mouth on him, and I strongly believe in you speak your mind, kid, but I'm like trying to discipline you kind of thing. So
yep.
But yeah, no, like there's always room for argument with kids, but like at the end of the day, you're not the know-it-all. Like no one's the know-it-all.
Like it's oh my god. Like shit, my little one, like just random like comments and other stuff, and then it's just like really like we're at the jokes. I'm horrible at jokes, but I make those puns where it's just like, really? You just said that?
Yeah.
We're at Bona Beef, which is a restaurant that's like what is it? What's that other one? Portillo's, right? I don't know if you've heard of those places. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that, but like same price, but just as good food, their own kind. And we were there as like Bona, like boner. I'm just like, yeah, he got that from me and mommy. Yep, definitely.
That's hilarious.
I'm playing with King of Ashes, and someone said like he used like, so I had some of my friends call me Jizz, and I was like, kiddo, you know what Jizz is, right? He's like, that stuff that comes from your penis.
Oh my god!
But
he's also a little bit older though, right?
Yeah, he's 12.
So, like,
he's 12.
Yeah. So like he's
Yep,
he's
I know.
A preteen. It's not something a parent ever wants to even think about.
No, it's one of those. I just know that he's gonna be like myself and his mom. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not something we want to accept, but we kind of don't have a choice in the point. Like, it's the greatest thing that I will say as a parent right now is, so my youngest is 2. So I have a little toddler running around the house.
Oh my god.
And he was like, I'm not even joking, like this baby was like the sweetest little thing in the entire world. Like he came out of me with a smile on his face. Like he didn't even cry. Like he was more like, all right, I could get used to this. And like I have that on video where he like looked around and smiled. And I was like, all right. And like this kid would just like, he would only like cry if he was hungry or, you know, if he needed a diaper change. And that was it. And like, he was the happiest child in the world. And then.
Okay.
He, about a month ago, like he turned 2 in February. About a month ago.
Uh-oh.
It just, 360'd. And I was like, now I'm looking at this child and I'm like, you are officially a terrorist. This kid will do a backflip off my couch, land it, and be like, again. Okay? This kid has no fear. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, there's so many times that I've seen this kid that we have a ledge in the living room right along the wall, and we used to have the couch up there. I moved the couch because, like, this is scary. He would stand on the ledge and flip onto the couch and land it. Well, one day he didn't quite land it. He hit the couch, bounced off, fell, and whacked his head off the coffee table. And I looked at him, I'm like, well, you're not going to do that again. He's like, again. He didn't even cry. He just got up and went and did it again. And I was like, you know what? You're going to learn one of these days. Well, one of the other things that this child has officially started doing. All right, hang on. You got something to say. What's up?
No, I was just like, I'm amazed like how some kids are like that. Because mine's like the opposite. Just like, he's just chill. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, what?
No,
the
he
fuck?
went from, and like, one thing that I will say is that like when I was pregnant with him, like I have a mood disorder, right? So I have a hard time managing my mood fluctuations, and I had tried like a bunch of different medications and everything, and I found that the use of honestly cannabis is what helped. Well, when I got pregnant, I was already smoking, not regularly, but enough to just kind of do my thing. Well, when he was born, I was like, oh my god. This is the most amazing thing in the entire world. This is the chillest baby. This is a stoner baby. I love it. Well, now he is a daredevil. And he's in that stage of mimicking. So, like, one of the other kids the other day, I was putting them all into the van. We're getting ready to go do something. One of the other kids did something. I don't even remember what it was. And all I screamed out was, oh, sakes. And the kid looked, like, my 2-year-old looked at me and, like, immediately, that's now his new word. That's all he says is, like, that it. And I look at him and I'm like, no, we don't talk like that. And it's like, it's hard to tell him that we don't talk like that because I swear, like a sailor.
That's all you do. Yep.
Like, yeah, I have a bad potty mouth. Like, I really do.
Yep.
So, like, I'm like looking at my kid and I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, he's in that stage of mimicking and he just, like, holy crap. Like, that kid, man, I made a TikTok a while ago. And like and it was literally like right after that one just did something. He like, I don't remember what it was, but it had to do with something with like jumping off of something. Okay. And I made a video and I was like, my first child makes me very thankful to be a mom. Like, that was my blessing. That was like the best thing ever.
Oh my God.
Like my second child makes me question my ability to be a mom. Okay. We'll get to that one in a minute. She is my replica. She is my replica. And that's scary. Okay. That's very scary. And then the next part of it was, I'm like, then there's my third child. That one will be the death of my parenting. Like, he will end me. I will die of a heart attack because this kid doesn't know how to stop doing flips off of things. Like, he's going to give me a heart attack. Like, oh my God. And yeah, no, I firmly stand by that. He scares me some days. Like, Yeah, he's definitely, Brutax is saying here, little crackhead, I swear, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus. I mean...
Yeah, he was also saying, for real, this kid will ask for a bowl of cereal, look me dead in the eye, and whip the bowl across the house. That is a daily thing.
What?
Like, he'll ask you, he's like, cereal? And he'll hold his hands out, and he looks all cute. You make him the bowl of cereal, sit him down at the table, and he will look you dead in the face, grab the bowl, and just go, whoop! Gone. Like, just gone. Across the house, there's milk and cereal everywhere. And then he cries because he doesn't have cereal. Because he's 2.
What the fuck? And kids do that. That's the thing. Kids do that.
That's kids.
Yeah.
Like, that is kids. That is kids.
Okay.
Like, I love them to pieces. I absolutely love them to pieces. But I'm very thankful that I went back to work. I will say that much.
Thank you, Brutax.
Yeah, no, like, we both work. So, like, we actually have a babysitter that comes and watches the kids. And, like, financially, like, when we look at it, like, my entire check pretty much goes to the babysitter. But that's okay. Because I can get 4 hours a day. Just to myself. To, like, recoup. And have adult conversations, like, yeah.
Oh my God. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But honestly, for any parent, though, going back to work is definitely a big thing, and it's very rewarding. It's scary at first, but it is very rewarding, and it gives you that sense of, like, something for yourself, right? So, like, that's one thing that I'm really thankful about going back to work. I missed it. I definitely did. Okay, it's nice.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to the content creation part of you, because we could talk about kids all night long.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that.
So you're on TikTok, you're on other platforms as well. Do you plan on doing YouTube?
I have thought about it. Okay, so hang on, let's back this up a little bit. Okay. So I have an idea on doing what I want to do is, because you can only do 60-second audios on TikTok as of right now for us, because some places we don't have minutes.
Yeah. But who on TikTok will pay attention after 5 seconds?
I don't even know. I don't have ADHD. I was never diagnosed with it, but like after having TikTok for over a year, I'm pretty sure I have ADHD at this point. But like my attention span is gone. But like what I was thinking of doing is, because I've actually been asked by a number of people why I'm not on YouTube. Now, I used to be on YouTube many years ago. And I actually used to post my own original written songs because I'm also musically inclined. I play a number of instruments, I sing, and I write my own lyrics. I do poetry. Like, I'm very artistic. That is like me. That is all me. I'm all about art. Well, what my idea is that I want to upload an entire audio and have it broken down in 60-second increments. And I want to make a video, and I want to see that, like, I want to make the end of the first part of the audio clip transition in with the next part, so that I can blend it together using a whole other, I guess, platform to blend it. That way there, I can take an entire song, make a video to the whole song, and then post it to YouTube. But my problem is that I have to thoroughly think everything through before I make a video. And then I have to pick the song, and then I have to blend it all together and see how it's going to...
No, I
my
know.
thought process is, it's long. It's really long.
Or, like, you think about doing something, you get all the plans out, and then you try to initiate it, then you're like, fuck, like, this just isn't working out.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, for example, there was one video... Okay, so I hosted a transition battle back when Brutax, Odin Asylum, and Derek Goodwin, Mr. Anarchy, were all roasting each other. So I challenged them all and said, you know what? We're all TikTokers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are doing a transition challenge, handheld only, and it's to the audio that I chose. Well, the audio that I chose was an audio that I had saved for months. And I was like, I want to make a glitch video with it, but I don't know what I want to do. So I had them make videos to it, so then I can kind of see the potential within it. And I think it was, I want to say maybe a month ago, a little over a month ago, I stole Brutax's phone and decided to make a video, because I just randomly do that once in a while. And I chose that specific song, and it turned out to be probably one of the most proud moments for glitch that I have ever had. Like, I looked at it afterwards, I still look at it this day, and I was like, I can't believe I pulled that off. But that was something that sat in my brain for probably about 6 months before I was actually able to make a video with it.
Oh god, I have ideas that I eventually just...
Manipulation award goes to hi.
Right? I wouldn't even say that's manipulation. I would say that's just... Manipulation is like you forcing someone to do something. Well, I guess that is manipulation in a weird backwards-ass way, but...
And the thing was, though, I never hid that part. Just saying, I never hid that part, because I straight out said, I'm like, this is the audio that I chose because I don't even know what to do with it. Like, I really don't know what to do with it, but I want to do something with it. And, like, when I ended up making my video, I actually incorporated some things from each one of their videos.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So like, there was a part that Derek had done in his video that I ended up pulling into the one video. And then there was a part that Odin did, and then I pulled that into the video. And there was a part that Brutax did, and I pulled that into the video, and I merged all three of their ideas into one.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, like, you want to make this, like, long thing where it's like a 6-minute thing where it's incorporating music and your audio and all your ideas.
Like, I want to make a full out, like, kind of like a music video to an entire audio, like a whole song.
Nice.
That's...
Yeah. You can do that. YouTube's a little iffy about that, but if you say, hey, I don't own the rights to this, and you're willing to give up the whole music aspect of it, and, like, saying, hey...
like, that's not a problem either, because, like, I have no problem with, like, let's say I were to pick Narcissistic Cannibal by Skrillex and Korn. Okay. Common song for anybody that's into EDM, Skrillex, or dubstep, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I were to pick that specific song, and, like, I would make the video, blend it all in together, upload it into YouTube, and as I would upload it, like, I would put into the caption, like, I do not own the rights to the song, and, like, label the song title, and that it was created on TikTok, because, like, man, I don't want to get hit with a copyright. Like, it's not my music, and, you know, I use TikTok as my platform for creating this stuff. So, like, credit would be going to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
So, like, I honestly, like, it is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, but it's just to...
initiate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like once I've got it, then I think honestly, I think something can actually come out of it. Like I think I could probably pull off something with it. But
Oh.
it's to just kind of get
Mm-hmm.
there.
It's getting there.
Right?
It's hard. It's hard to get that idea, like random stuff.
Yeah.
Like, who should I post this? What should I do with this? What should I add to this? Should I
Yeah.
do this? Should I do that? It's like when I try to post Apex videos, because I don't want to just post like Apex highlight. It's like, what do I want to add to this? Like, what do I want to do? It's so hard. Like, and
Yeah.
I understand. And getting those ideas, it's like pretty crazy. Like,
Well, for example, so your video promoting that, this is what we're doing tonight. I actually duetted that this morning, but it got put into a shadow ban and it's under review. I don't know why. It's been under review since like 8 o'clock this morning. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, well, I got home from like work and running around and everything. And I was like looking at it. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'll just remake the video. No problem. Well, in the process of redoing it, the audio glitched. So I had to scrap it all and redo it again, which then produced the final masterpiece. It took me 3 times to get this video up and running. And I was sitting here, I was like, all right, well, I'm already making TikToks. I might as well slam out as many of them as I can. And like at one point I decided to like actually get like all lit up into OC. And I was like, all right, I'll slam a couple of those videos out. And then like, I'm done. I'm good. So my page might be dead for like the next couple days, but like I got a few videos out. I'm good. Like
my page has been like, it is what it is. I'm just like, whatever. And Brutex says, it's because you're too pretty for TikTok. Thank you, Brutex.
I love you. I'm actually looking at Blood Vixen's question.
Yeah.
What made you get into being a transitioner instead of the other types of content out there?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I first, we all know the stages of TikTok. You download TikTok. You don't want to admit that you've downloaded TikTok, so you delete TikTok, and then you secretly re-download TikTok, and then you're scrolling through TikTok, and then you start being like, okay, well, I'm going to do these like little trendy things, and then you find where you are. Well, for me, I actually started out doing like the dancing trends.
Okay.
And I was really obsessed with Cannibal, like that Cannibal thing. Like I was obsessed with it. And then I actually started getting into transitions because of Brutex.
Nice, okay.
Yeah. So he ended up like the story of Brutex and I is like he stumbled onto my For You page. And like this is once prior, and I was it was one of those things like I related to his video, and I was like, yeah, so I gave that a like. And then it was like a couple weeks later, he hit my For You page again, and I seen he was live and all of this. Well, I started watching his profile and seen that he was doing transition. So I was like, I wonder if I could do that.
Hold up. Did you two meet off TikTok?
Yeah, we met off of TikTok.
I don't know if we mentioned that with
Hang on. I jumped into his live feed, okay? And like I was live when I was like I was really depressed, and my like way of soothing myself was listening to people on their live feeds, and I would fall asleep to it. As creepy as it sounds, it worked, whatever. Well, I jumped into his live feed, and like he greeted me and he asked my name, and I said my name, and then he was talking to somebody else that was in the live feed, and he had mentioned being from the Great White North. And I was like, oh, well, I'm from the Great White North. I'm like, where are you from? And he's like, oh, I'm from Ontario. And I'm like, I'm from Ontario. Whereabouts from Ontario? Come to find out, he's only like 2 hours away from me. Nice. So then I told him, I'm like, hang on. Okay. And he will laugh at this and he will say that I'm lying. But in all honesty, like I told him, I'm like, I promise I'm not thirsty, but can I add you to Snapchat? Okay. He will say I'm lying. I swear to God, I'm not. But anyways, we started talking over Snapchat and whatever. And at that point, I had started doing thirst videos. So then I would send it to him for like, and no, hang on, it's not what you think. I needed opinions. Kind of like getting that approval, like, that this was hot. Right? Well, then like I started hopping into his live feeds more, and we started talking more and this and that. And then like we had this long-standing joke that I was going to buy this huge house and he was going to rent out my basement. And then I think it was like a week later, I decided to kidnap him, and then he's just been here ever since. And he tells everyone that the Stockholm Syndrome is going great.
Okay, I'm pretty sure like you sent those just to hook him in a little bit more.
No. You want to know how I hooked him in though?
How?
Okay. So it is easy to lure anyone in. It doesn't matter whether they're male, they're female, they're non-binary. It doesn't matter. Okay. Every single person on this planet loves food. Okay. They like to have their favorite thing brought to them. And no, sorry, food. Good sexy time. And you let them have that one thing that they're passionate about. He's passionate about gaming.
All that she did to you, Brutex, was this.
I fed him. I did other things, and I let him play his video games.
Yes, that. Okay.
Yeah. I love this story. He's dying. Yeah, I can hear you laughing.
I don't know if you can hear what I did, but okay.
Yeah, no, like honestly though, like that's how I lured him in, is that like I gave him the things to his heart that like kind of fulfilled him so that he would stay. And then I continued to feed him. And now he says that like, because he's gained weight, that like now, like that was my ultimate like plan and all this. I was like, no, I just like to cook. But yeah, so back to the whole TikTok creator thing. So
my God.
Transitions. So he has been a transitioner way longer than my existence on TikTok.
Okay.
And I started watching his page, which then got me to start watching other people's page. And then when I seen that he was dabbling a little bit into Glitch, I was like, well, that's really cool. Well, then I started looking into like Glitch Army, and I started watching their videos, and I started watching like Eric Serrano and Parker Legend. It's Turtle, and then who is the other one? Drew. So I started watching all of their videos, and I got the idea on Glitch. So when it comes to like TikTok creation, like I'm more of a glitcher than I am a transitioner. But it all started because of Brutex.
And that's awesome because you're really good at it. Like you actually can do transitions smoothly. I hate transitions. I really do. I really hate doing them because like they take fucking forever. But Blood's gotten really good at them. It's just like, ugh.
One thing that I will say is that, so one of my favorite transitions that I do is where like I'll bring my hand up like this, and then the next clip is my head coming up. So a transition like that, the messier the clip looks at the end of it, the cleaner it's going to come out. So like if it stops and all you see is the front of my hand, okay, or it's just like blurred out, you can actually make that a lot cleaner. So like that's one thing that I've learned.
I know how to do transition. I understand the concept. I just don't like doing them because like some of the setups that her ideas that she had took forever to set up because we would do a whole list of them and then do the rest later in the evening, and we would do it far away. So like we're literally positioning the cameras exactly where they were again, and sometimes the angles would change. It would just
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Like majority of my transitions, like all of the videos that I made today was sitting in this beautiful chair right here. Like I did not get, I got up once to do mirror transitions in the mirror on my floor and in the bathroom. But other than that, it was sitting right here in the chair. But what I will say is the last time that Brutax and I did a collab, we were not nice to each other at all. Like that was not a pretty night. The video came out perfect. It was awesome. But he's one type of transitioner and I'm another type of transitioner. So it's like, I have the image of like, okay, well, it's going to look like this. And he has the image of like, okay, it's going to look like this. And then when we're trying to blend both of our transitions in together and it's not working, like we would just get hostile with each other. Like we were just,
I would just get angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
Because I would try to line stuff up, things weren't working. It just was like, it just is pain in the ass. That was it. And when like I was doing more OC content, which I want to, but then with time and everything, and then setting up and how Blood is because she has a whole bunch of health issues, it's kind of hard because like I plan stuff out way ahead. She does stuff day of, and it's like I already have plans to say fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, not every creator is going to be the exact same. So, like, the way
Yeah.
that our brains work and the way that we process it and prepare for it and plan it out is going to be different. Some people, like, I am, like, as much as, like, it takes me, like, months to figure out how I'm going to do a specific video, once I've hit that, bam, I'll pound out, like, 14 videos like it was nothing. And I don't even know where the energy came from. It's just like, bam, I'm going to do it. No problem. But then there's other points where it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I have to be in that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, like some people have to be in the mindset. Some people need to plan it out. Some people are like, you know what, let's just do it. And like, it depends, right?
Yep.
So like, it's not easy sometimes. And then other times it can be.
Yep.
It's just, it depends on whether or not your routines like work together.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So like, that's one thing that I will say. But yeah, like depending.
Yeah. So before we continue into that, what about like, why did you realize, or who got you really into Twitch? Actually, like, what really pushed you going into that field of like doing stuff?
You
really?
Yeah, like in all honesty, and that's not just because like I'm on here or anything like that, but like I like will watch your Twitch streams. I'm not even joking. Like I'll have it set up. I'm not joking because I have Twitch on my Xbox, Twitch on my tablet, Twitch on my phone. I'll set it up and like I will watch you and I will watch another person and I will watch another person and it's just like I will watch everybody, but it started with you. You were like the first Twitch stream I've actually ever watched.
Holy crap.
I'm to be honest, I didn't even know what Twitch was until like a few months ago.
Huh.
Yeah, like I didn't know anything really about Twitch until like I heard about the Final Hour. And then I was like, okay, like, and then like I would watch like periodically here and there. And then it just became a thing where I started watching it. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try and start Twitch streaming. Like I like playing video games and, maybe somebody else will get a kick out of it. One of the things that I will say that I want to do is because I just started playing Cyberpunk. I want to do a weekly like Cyberpunk stream where people can follow the story with me. Yeah.
Okay.
Whether I get that up and running yet, I have no idea when that's going to happen. But it's in my head. It's in there. Sometime.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, no. Twitch, like I started getting into it because of watching your Twitch streams, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That makes you feel good inside. Yay.
I know that feeling. I've had some people that have like come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I started getting into transitions because of you." And I was like, "Oh, really?
Yay.
Oh, okay. That's awesome." Like
nice.
Yeah.
So like you're on Twitch now. You're playing like that. Do you ever do English? Come to me.
English.
Yes.
It's okay.
What is English? I don't know. What is English? Do you plan on
it's that word?
Yeah. You're really good at talking and like holding a conversation. Do you ever plan on doing like a talk show of some sort like this of your own aspect?
I don't know.
Because like you could hold a conversation and you could keep going.
Yeah, like I honestly like we could talk for the next like 4 hours.
I know.
Cool with that. No problem. I could talk, like I said before, like I could talk about anything and everything. So like, just throw it. You want to start talking about mythology? We can go down that road. Sociology, like psychology. We talk about theoretical science. We can talk about anything. But like, as for like hosting my own talk show, like I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you could think of something.
Probably, like, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, I could probably think of something, but it's like, I don't know.
Okay. So what are your like, and like, I know content creation's a lot of like is your goal. How are you going to approach it to achieve your goal to become like full-time content creator?
Honestly, the idea of being a full-time content creator, it doesn't faze me, to be honest. It's more of like it's an outlet. It's a creative outlet when there's things going on inside of my head that I don't know how to get out. Like I will hear audios or I will get an idea and it's a way of getting like the inner demons out of my head, if that makes sense. And like interacting with people is the same way. So like doing Twitch streams and interacting with followers and like live streaming on TikTok, live streaming on Instagram, even on Facebook, like all platforms. Like it's a way of socializing when, we're all in lockdown.
Okay,
And now,
okay.
like, all of my friendships and relationships and everything is all virtual now.
Go
So I
figure,
mean,
right? Like, ain't that some
yeah,
shit? Like how it was before?
yeah.
Like you would do
I used to be
everything.
an extrovert.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Yeah.
everyone stays home. And thank you for that host,
Now I don't want to leave
Creeper.
my house. I don't want to go nowhere. I
There's
just
no
want to
real
chill.
point. Like that's the
Right?
crazy thing. So like
Oh,
you do plan on doing it, and you're gonna use Twitch, you're gonna use TikTok. That's really cool. And
yeah.
I didn't even know that like you were on Twitch until today. I was like, wait, you do Twitch?
Uh, hang on. Blood Vixen just asked a question. Hi DJ. Okay, she just asked, what is up with the ongoing who is bigger battle with Brutax, Odin, and Derek? What started that and how did you get dragged into it? Okay. I don't quite remember exactly how it started, but it just became this roast battle. Now, how I got dragged into it, I didn't follow it at first. It was just kind of like there, and I was like, that's kind of funny. I got dragged into it because Odin decided to do that. Okay.
Oh.
Hang on. Now, don't get me wrong. We are all really good buddies and we all talk shit to each other in a joking manner. Like we're all good friends. But um it was kind of like one of those things where it was like, oh, well, at least I don't do this or at least I don't do that. Now, at the time, I was doing an account takeover for Odin Asylum. Okay. And Brutax had made a comment about saying it's like, at least he got to where he is on his own. To which Odin replied back with, oh, so we're not going to talk about the account takeover. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about that. And then decided to throw out the comment of, oh, well, we're not going to talk about how your couple transitions are better than your standalone transitions. Okay. So I seen that and I got tagged in it and I was like I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I'm not even part of this. Like, don't drag me into this. Oh my God. So then that's how it ended up turning into the whole, like, you know what? Let's do a transition battle. Just, duke it out like you TikTokers.
Damn. So you just got dragged into something and you're like, you know what? I'm in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm definitely one that's like, all right, you wanna do this? Okay,
Let's go.
I can play petty.
Let's
I
go.
can be petty. Like, I like to battle. Like, actually, like, I can be very cocky at times, and sometimes I'll get in the mood, and I'm like, I just want to fight, and I don't know why, but like, just playfully. And like, I was actually telling Brutax when I was picked him up from work, I'm like, I kind of want to call my best friend and be like, hey, why are you such a bitch?
And then
And then when
hang
he
up.
asks, well, why? And then he was like, I don't know. I just wanted to stir some shit. Like, like, I like that type of interaction, like it feeds into something that I grew up with, right? But yeah.
I do that
And
shit all the time. The doctor's dead, and my buddy bitch, like all the time, like
you
all
can't
the
truly be
time.
friends if you don't like, like kind of pick on each other, I guess.
Did you
Ooh.
then?
Plague Doctor asked if I
No.
ever thought of hosting a glitch transition contest on TikTok. Okay, well, as long as I'm not competing, because like I am nowhere near Glitch Army level. I will probably be in the future. But like
What would be
that
the
could be a good
prize?
idea.
Would it be a
What would be the
cash
prize?
prize? Like how would it be a cash prize? Like what me and Blood did a while back?
Uh honestly, like if I do competitions, so like for example, DJ, myself, and Wild Hearts, like we were all Wild Syndicate members, and like we did like recently like a thirst competition. Like I just called them out on it because DJ had made a comment about one of my videos, so then Mandy tried to get in on it, and then like I was like, all right, well, you know what, thirst competition, and then it like
Okay.
just died. But it's like it's one of those things where I like there's so much negativity on TikTok that if I host a competition, it's honestly just to change the energy of the app. Like it's more or less just to have fun and like,
Okay.
show off what you can do. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough. So
yeah, like that like I love your face too, DJ.
yes, what's up,
But yeah,
DJ? We're
DJ DJ's like DJ's amazing. He's one of my really good friends.
Nice.
I've been friends with him for about a year now. So yeah, he's awesome.
So,
but yeah,
I'm gonna start. We're getting close to that hour mark. But did you see my video?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
I know, right? That's how this goes sometimes. It's just like, damn it, already an hour? What?
Yeah, like, oh, that's sad.
There's always times where we could just hang out. I mean, I have a Discord, we have other stuff. But
well, yeah, exactly.
Did you see what Blood did to herself? You didn't see the TikTok?
Hang on. I have seen some TikToks, but I don't know which one, what video you're talking about.
The one I did that she had on her profile and mine. She tripped and fell. She caught her toe on the crack in the concrete, and then it like pulled her, and she fell straight onto her knee. Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch. Oh my dear Lord.
All the boo-boos. Everyone thought I was weird as fuck but hilarious at the same time with that one. Like, they're like, what the fuck, Harps? Like, seriously.
Oh my god. Yeah. I had a moment today when I was at work, and like we ended up we got shut down early because one of the fryers wasn't working and whatever. So we're like, you know what? It's a fry stand. We can't sell fries because the fryer's not working, so shut everything down. So I was doing a deep clean. I'm washing up the dishes from when I was prepping and this and that. And I went to go put the knife into the container, and it bounced and came back. So in a split second, I had a decision that I had to make. Because it was either going to hit me in the face, or if I stepped back, it was getting me right in the gut.
Yeah.
So my instant reaction was to go like this. And I didn't know if I was going to grab it or if I was going to hit it or whatever it was. And I gashed my finger open. And it's one of those things, it's a lingering pain. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she flew, she says. She flew.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep.
I didn't fall, I flew.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's never easy. That's definitely never easy.
No, and what it looked like, what she did, oof. But well, we are getting close to that hour mark. I wanted to see your reaction to that because I was wondering, everyone's like, what the fuck? Your Harps is talking to stuff.
Well, I ended up back in February, I stubbed my toe. Okay. And it wasn't that bad. But immediately 30 minutes later, stubbed the same toe again and broke it. Okay.
I just grabbed my toe.
It bruised partially up my foot, and my toe swole up so bad, and it was purple for the longest time. After about 2 weeks, it had finally healed. Everything was good. Stepped the wrong way, crunch, 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 and it broke again. It's a pain that I'm still dealing with. So when I hear of somebody else that fell or stubbed foot or whatever, no.
Yeah, we all cringe in pain on that one. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
And thank you, Odin Silent, for that host. Hell yeah. So, well, since we are close to the hour mark already, we could talk all night. That's just how
I know
it goes. So
the
first question is there anything you want to talk about before we end the show that you thought we would talk about we just didn't get to?
Well, everything that I figured you were going to ask, you already did ask. So I think that we covered that, because one thing that I definitely knew was going to be a question was my username.
Well, because I would always mess it up. I would always mess it up.
Everybody does. Everybody does. I have one friend, and we've been, active friends. We talk regularly, and every time I ever hopped into his live feed, this is what made me follow him. Every single time he'd be like, Tesseract, what is up? And I'm like, I love you, man. It wasn't until I think 4 or 5 months later, and I was like, by the way, it's Terrasect. And he's like, what? It's like, yeah.
And then you really look at the words and the spelling, or the word and the spelling, you're like, oh.
Yeah, so everybody pretty much does what I initially did to the word Tesseract.
That's crazy.
I seen it as Terrasect, and now everybody sees Terrasect as Tesseract. So it's like it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, you know what, like it is what it is. I like it, like it works. So
That's awesome, though. That is actually awesome.
there was that, and then I was pretty sure you were going to talk about the transitions and just kind of whatever kind of happened from there.
Whatever, yeah, whatever flows, and that's how the show goes. So, okay, we got that. Now, do you have any stories with fire?
Pardon?
Any stories with fire?
Stories with fire? What do you mean?
Anything with fire. Like, have you seen a fire? Did you create a fire? Or did you have to put out a fire?
I'm a pyromaniac.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a good story. Do tell.
Okay. Actually, a good pyromaniac story. So when I was 16 years old, I was trying to get rid of my like mattress and bed frame and everything. Reasons I'm not going to get into, but I just was trying to get rid of it. And at that point, they had now passed this rule that in order to throw out a mattress or a box spring, you need to pay like $30 to have it delivered to the dump. And I was broke and did not want to pay that. So I brought my mattress out and I was like, I wonder what happens if I were to set it on fire. I have to say that was the most coolest experience in my life because I drug the thing out, I took my lighter, I lit it, and it blew up. Like, it just went whoosh, and then it was done. And all it was just a metal, like, springs everywhere. It was like, it was probably really...
Springs everywhere.
Yeah. It was just, it was actually really, it was one of the coolest things that I have to say. Like, it just... And then gone. That was it. Like, it was the quickest flame I had ever seen, and I was like, that was actually pretty cool. Huh. Like, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. One thing I will say, I've always been a pyromaniac. I love fire. I love everything to do with fire. Like, there was a point when I was like 12 years old and accidentally almost set my mattress on fire because I realized that anything that is an aerosol can, you can make a flamethrower with. Yeah, so... Good thing is, I've never had a house fire.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good thing.
That is good. So, okay. What about
Brutex is like, please don't use that part in the highlight. Terrasect complexity, the pyromaniac.
Right. I don't know. It depends on what my son chooses because he actually does the editing now.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah. Taught him how to use the program. Saves me a lot of time. But what about
Blood Vixen's like, we are not setting the mattress on
We
fire.
already know you broke your toe, so that's a broken bone story. Stubbed it and then broke it. Yep.
Yeah, so we got a broken bone story, we got a fire story.
Okay. What about an interesting fact that not too many people know about you? Maybe something like you would only tell Brutex or your close friend.
It's a weird fact. And I have no problem sharing it. There's not much that I hide. Like, I am an open book. I will tell you the most random thing about me because I don't have a filter. But one thing that I will say, weird fact about me, is that my most favorite thing in the world is the labor and delivery of a baby.
Really?
Yeah, I hate being pregnant. I do not like the morning sickness. I do not like anything else like that. And for the longest time, I actually wanted to get into surrogacy because I love labor and delivery. I think it is the coolest experience to go from like, you are pregnant to now this thing's coming out of you. And the only reason why is because my youngest was a water birth. He was an at-home water birth, and it was the coolest thing I ever got to do with my life. Like, I've been to Europe. I've traveled like good portion of Canada. Like, I have been to a whole number of places, but that, like, labor and delivery is probably like up there on like the top 5 things that like I think is the coolest thing in the world.
Huh.
Next to like actually getting like blood drawn or IVs, like that stuff is kind of cool too. Like, you think about it, you don't see what's inside of you.
Yeah.
Right? So like you go in, they're like, oh, we gotta draw some blood or whatever it is, and they stick this little sharp thing inside of you, and the next thing you know, you see this blood come out, and it's like it's not something you typically see, and it's like it's kind of fascinating in a way.
Yeah.
So there's some weird things that I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I really kind of like this.
That's interesting.
Like, yeah, anything that has to do with like psychology or the human anatomy, like, I find very fascinating. And yeah, like, because
X-Files
like when you
themes
really,
play.
yeah, when you sit there and you think about it, it's just kind of like, that actually is kind of,
Yeah.
that's neat. Like, it's
Da-da-da-da.
different. It's weird. So,
That's cool.
X
Yeah,
Files themes
X-Files
play.
themes. Yep, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Bear Kitty? How you doing?
Hey, Bear
Honestly, I
Kitty.
like getting my shots or blood drawn,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So,
Like, it's something satisfying.
right. It's so
Yeah.
weird. It's so weird. And Brutex wants me to
Yeah.
ask you a question.
Okay.
What's your collection? That look, though. I saw that look.
All right, so I am a huge Lion King fanatic. I'm not gonna pull it all out. I'm telling you right now, because that means I would have to move some stuff around to pull it all out. But I have probably at least 20 different Lion King stuffies. I have a Lion King body pillow. I have like 3 different sets of Lion King pajamas. I have a Lion King tattoo right on my forearm. So yeah, I have a big Lion King obsession. I have Lion King
Wow.
socks. I love Lion King. Um, yeah. The other collection that I would say that I have is tattoos, but I love tattoos. But my biggest collection would have to be that and sweaters. I like sweaters.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love Lion King. But the reason why though that I really like the story, like I was obsessed with Lion King growing up. Like that was, you know how every kid has that one movie that they make you put on replay every day for like 3 years? Yeah, mine was that. Like, I know every word to every single Lion King out there. Like, I know all the words and I still religiously watch them. Like, I love them. But, like, so when you break down, like, the storyline of Lion King, okay, without it, like,
And we're getting a history lesson here.
screw,
You all better
yeah, we
listen.
are, okay? So, screw the whole child friendly Lion King. Let's break it down to, like, the logistics of everything. So, we have Simba, who is a very rebellious child. Right? Wants to go and do its own thing and explore this and do whatever they want because, I'm invincible. And then mistake happens. And something that was out of your control happens.
Okay.
And you lose someone really close to you that you found inspirational. Someone that you looked up to. Someone that you wanted to be. Gone. But you blame yourself every day even though it wasn't your fault. And you go off, you do your own thing, you rebel, you do this, you do that, whatever it is that you want, because you know what? Life doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Okay.
And then at some point in time, you grow up and you realize, like, you got to actually take responsibility for your actions. He ran away, he did his own thing, like, he lived his own life, but then realized that he still had responsibilities to his family and to his life and to himself. And went back to Pride Rock and carried on and, became the king. I was a very rebellious child. Like, I did not care what anybody had to say to me. The term brat in every aspect of my life is accurate. Okay. Like,
Okay.
I'm the type of person, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do, like, if I want to go out and actually, I wanted to learn how to build a house. I know how to build a house. I wanted to work in fast food. I worked in fast food. I wanted to be a DJ. I started DJing at one point in time. Like, I want something, I'm going to do it regardless of what people say. And it caused a lot of issues between myself and my mom. Because my
Okay.
mom never had that kind of freedom. Whereas me, I didn't care whether or not they were going to give me that freedom. I was going to let myself have that freedom. So, like, I would just go. I'd run. I'd just do whatever I wanted. Well, one day, I was babysitting my 2 younger sisters, and I get a knock at the door at 2:00 in the morning. My mom and dad were out on a date night, and at 2:00 in the morning, I had police come to my door to tell me that my mom and dad were dead. They got hit by a car, gone, just gone, done. And me being rebellious, I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I didn't care about what anybody else. Like, yeah, I had 2 younger sisters and we had a whole whack of family, but my priority was me. I knew my sisters were going to be taken care of. They were young, like, they were 13 and 9. There was family that were going to take them in. I was 15 and nobody was going to replace my mom and dad. So I went and did my own thing. I ran away. Like, I lived in Manitoba. I've lived in Quebec. Like, I've traveled all over Ontario. Like, I've seen a lot. Like from the ages of 15 to 18, I traveled like 3 different provinces just because I could. Like, nobody could stop me. And then I got to a point where like it landed me into some really nasty habits. And I had almost lost my life a few times because of it. And at one point, I turned around and I changed things. And that's when I found out I was pregnant with my oldest. I got clean. I started thinking. I, turned my life around. I started saving money. I started settling down, and, I became a mom.
Okay.
I became who I am. Like, I'm still rebellious and I'm still a brat and I still I still do that. I'm still sarcastic. I'm still cocky. I'm quick-witted. I still have that. But I'm responsible. And I'm a lot more organized than what I was before. And like, I don't just think about myself. I think about I think about what my actions are going to cause. I'm Simba.
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense.
Hence why I am like extremely it's not like I'm not just obsessed with it because it's like, my all-time favorite kids movie. Like I'm obsessed with it because I can relate to it.
Yeah.
Like I went through that. And like I look back at it and it's coming up to 11 years. And like I look back at it and I'm like, you know what? It happened. It's over with. I wouldn't change it for the world because like the person that I am today, some days I may wake up and look at my mirror and be like, you know what? Like she's a piece of shit. But like most days when I get up, I look at myself and I'm like, you know what? I am that boss ass bitch. And I'm going to take over the world one day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Now that's a story.
Yeah.
That's a story. Creep, stop.
Honestly?
Stop, Creep.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop. Stop, Creep. Stop calling me doo-doo head. Stop calling me meanie heart. Stop calling me asshole. I had other people call me, and then I went home. I told you I was having an early day. The fuck? But that's an awesome story, though. Like, that's...
Yeah, it's like, it's a traumatic, it's sad, but the outcome of it is beautiful.
It is. That's awesome.
Because at the end of the day, like, you know what? Yeah, like, there's days where I wake up and, like, it'd be nice to have a hug from my dad. Like, my dad gave the best hugs in the entire world. It'd be nice to have that, or just to hear his voice. And, like, he was the person I looked up to. Like, I got into drawing because of him. I got into writing poetry because of him. I started, playing guitar because of him. And, I was going, like, my long-standing dream was to be a music producer. Like, art has always been my thing. And, like, when he passed, it was kind of like, that realization. Like, they weren't very old. They really weren't. Like, they passed away at the age of 35. Like, they weren't old at all. They were young. They were really young. And, like, they didn't get to grow old and see their grandchildren or anything like that. I want to grow that old. I want to see grandkids. I want to see great grandkids. I want to, like, I want to look back at my life and be like, you know what? Like, whether I was known or not, I was still an amazing person. And that's something that I try to live by. Yeah. Like, I try to be kind. I try to be intelligent. I try to, be well informed. That way they're like, I can be proud at the end of the day. Because when we all die, like, it is what it is. Like, that's just what it is. Like, your thoughts and memories are not going to go with you to the next life or whatever it is that you believe in. So make your life the best of what you possibly can.
Exactly. And Plague, really, Plague? Really? 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 Okay, Anyway. So.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is, do you have any questions for me and Blood?
What is your long-term goal as, a TikTok creator, YouTuber, Twitch streamer? Like, what is your long-term goal when it comes to the social media platform?
My first one is to be able to quit my job and rely on, like, YouTube and the show for financial stability. The next one would be probably figuring out how to build upon it more, either starting a business of some sort around the same field or just like figuring out what to do next, because like either you're going to grow and be massive and save what you get for like so you can retire, or you're going to keep building more stuff and keep going. It's one or the other. And a lot of people, like, either they build a business after when they're semi big, after when they get to a point, or they just to keep doing what they're doing because they're doing so well at it, and they could just keep like saving. And that's what I've been looking into, Flagu, is like how to get sponsorships, because like I think I could. I don't know. I haven't really tried.
Well, honestly, like whatever you decide to do, whether it's, you get big and, you make enough that you can retire, or you just continue that dream, never lose your passion for it. Yep. That's what some people make that mistake, and they lose their passion for it. And at that point in time, it starts to feels like a job, and that's what it wasn't supposed to be in the first place. This is supposed to be a passion. Follow that passion. Right? So if you passionately feel like, all right, this is what I want it to be, I can retire, I feel comfortable. If that's what your gut tells you, do it. But if your gut says, you know what, I can make something more out of it, I can do this, like, I can grow from this, and then you sit there and you look back and be like, and this is where I started out. Look at how far I've came. If you're still passionate about it, the pride that you will have of how far that you came, not what you have, not what you've built, but how far you came is more rewarding than what you've built it to be.
Yep. Like today, literally today, I was taking a piss at work, and I loaded up my freaking YouTube thing for a comment. I noticed I hit 2,000 subs today. I'm like, wow, yes! Like, and I went from 0, and like it's slow, like, and just keep going, and that's what I want to do. So I just want to keep going and making new things, see what works, what doesn't work, what I like doing, what do I enjoy, and this is like the one main thing I really enjoy, and I want to do stuff with Apex. I want to do other stuff, but like this is the one thing that I really enjoy.
Yeah,
and
like that. If it's something that you enjoy, keep going. Just keep going. Like, even on the days where you're feeling down and out, you're allowed to have those days. You're allowed to have days where you're just like, ugh, I'm done. I'm not doing it. I temporarily quit for the next 24 hours. But like, keep your chin up. Because like one of the things that I will learn, and this is out of recent experiences, unrelated to social media platforms at all, but sometimes you get to a point where things are exhausting. It is just everything that you do, all of the work that you put in, you're just sitting there like, man, I can't do this. I just want to throw in the towel. I'm done. I can't do it no more.
Never quit.
But you get up the next day and you keep going and you keep going, no matter how exhausted you are, because once you get to that point, once you hit that destination, you look back at yourself, you look back at like 3 months ago, and you'd say, you know what, 3 months ago, I thought that I couldn't do it, but I did it. And it really wasn't that bad. It may felt bad that at that moment, and it may felt like, I can't get through this, and I don't want to do it, and I'm just tired. But like, you look back at it and you're like, you know what? I made it. I'm good. I'm fine. Let's keep going.
Exactly. So I'm a sexy man muffin, Plagu, and my voice is of a god. Oh my god.
They tell me I'm a god. I'm lost in my facade.
Right? Do you have any...
It's been stuck in my head all day.
I don't even know what that is, but do you have any questions for Blood? She is in chat.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, I can't see the chat anymore because my tablet just died. But
if you could tell
me yeah, I know. It was so sad. But if you could tell me what she ends up saying, how is it that she, like, there's been a lot of crap on TikTok the last, specifically 6 months, I'll even say. How does she maintain that cool? Like, I know that she gets frustrated. Like, and here, don't get me wrong. That's I know that probably, like, the second that the camera's off of her and whatever it is, like, she's probably sitting there like, you know what? Like, I can't fucking take this TikTok bullshit and blah, 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 da, 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 da. But, like, how is it that, like, when it comes to the platform, she's able to keep herself calm and collected and be like, you know what? Yes, this sucks. We're not going to be able to get anywhere with all these bullies and, the way that TikTok is and blah, 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 blah. But, as long as we stand together, we're going to be fine.
We both...
Like, how does she separate her actual feelings about it and the way that she responds to it?
I don't go ballistic at home, but I just keep going. That's babe. She's talking about worse than just that. The thing is, we both have this thing where whatever personal issue that has happened or whatever is going on, whatever it may be, we'll talk to another person about it and explain both sides exactly how it went. So there's no sugarcoating, there's none of this, there's no lying, there's no hiding of anything. Yeah. Like, I went through a situation and now stays both sides, and I will explain the full story so people understand, because I'm not going to sit here like, yeah, like the situation I had, I fucked up. We got rectified. I don't know what the hell happened in another situation, but something happened and I don't even know. And that's how we are with all of our situations. We don't believe
it's the way that you should be.
We don't believe in putting people out on blast. I mean, I could sit here like, oh, this guy did this to me, and this, like some other creators that do that and just straight backstab people on public platforms with millions of followers. And it's like, no, bro, like, you literally just lost a lot of like people because of that. Like, it's like, you don't do that stuff, regardless of what happened, because you don't know the full story on both sides.
Well, and that's one thing that I've always said, is that there's three sides to a story. And if there's more parties involved, then there's more sides of the story. But there's always three sides of the story. There's part A, there's part B, and then there's the truth. And when you look at it, you have to look at what part A is saying. You have to look at what part B is saying. And for some people, and this is what I do, like, I will listen to both sides of the story and I'll be like, all right, but what about this?
Yeah.
Because you're going me, and you're going me. But at the end of the day, what about this whole fucking thing that you guys?
How did this thing come to be? It's basically like separating work from home. I vent and break down at home, but I don't let it spill over in what I love doing, because I don't want let negative things destroy what I love. Exactly. Yeah. It's really easy, because like, when the way we are, we're just like, things happen, people are stupid, and we see things. Like, I know things about some creators, I'm just like, if you all only knew.
And that's the thing. Like, we all got like, you know, the dirty details about a lot of different people, right? And it's like, you know, we could be that kind of person. We could. But the bottom line is, what's it going to do? What's it going to do?
All it does is destroy yourself in the long run.
Exactly.
Because you lose accountability, you lose trust in a lot of other people. It's just, it's one of those things. But it is what it is.
And that's exactly it. So, like, you know, you can just keep your chin up and you keep going. Like, that's, and like, that's why I asked that question. Because, like, there's not a lot of people that think like that nowadays. And I'm one of those people that's how I think through things. Like, you know, I think through, like, every situation before, like, either while it's happening, before I even get the chance to react. That's what I do, is I think through every scenario. I think through every way that I could possibly react. And then what's the most appropriate way to do it?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people think that way. And not a lot of people think that, like, you know, so-and-so did this, or so-and-so said that, or blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to do this. You know what? Like, they're in their own little negative circle, whatever the case may be. They're reflecting how they feel about themselves. Whatever it is that's going on with them has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
Because, you know, if I react, it's just going to feed into that. And I'm just going to be like, you know what? When you're cool, you're calm, you're collected, we'll shoot the shit again. But until then, I'm going to just be over here and I'm going to do my own thing.
That's my key thing. That's my key thing. Like, if something has happened with people and a situation has happened, unless they physically or like deliberately tore you down to maliciously hurt you and defraud you and decredit you in like every way possible that is a lie, you come and talk to me, I'll talk back. I'm not going to sit here and be a little bitch and like, oh, I'm not going to contact you because you did this. Like, nah, you just being a little bitch now when someone tries to reach out. Like, no, like.
And that's where it's like, you know, can we all just be on the same page and get along? You know, like, shit happens. It's in the past. It is what it is. Like, you know, and that's how I feel towards like a lot of people. Like, and like one of the things that like I've had to learn specifically is like how to, like, there was a situation that happened to me that was really not okay at all. And this was years ago. And like, I had to take my feelings towards that situation. And like, when I say like not good, like it damaged me. It put me in counseling for years. Right. But I had to take that situation. I had to look into that and be like, you know what? It happened. It damaged me. It messed me up. But you know what? I have no choice but to be stuck with the reliving of this situation. So I might as well make the best out of it that I possibly can and put my feelings inside in order to get what I need done.
Yep.
And that's what I've done. Like, I'll still sit there and be like, you know, behind closed doors, I'll sit there and I'll just be like, you know what, this person's just a piece of crap. They are garbage. Like, you know, they are less than dirt. But like, when it comes to the entire situation, when, you know, like everyone is around and like, you know, I have to make decisions or I have to approach something or whatever it is, it's like, you know what? Let's take how I feel about this situation. Let's put this in this itty bitty box and we're going to stick this in the back of my freaking head. And be like, okay, so this needs to get done and this needs to get done and this needs to get done. And, you know, we're not even going to talk about this because that's completely irrelevant to the situation that we're involved in right now. So let's just deal with this problem. Oh, you want to get off? You want to be sidetracked and go off somewhere else? You go do that. That's fine. I'll just wait until you're ready.
You do that, boo-boo. You do you, boo-boo, right?
Yeah, and like, that's exactly it. Like, yeah, like,
God,
I'm a sweet person. I am a nice person. But one thing that I will not front about is the fact that I am a bitch. I straight up am a bitch, and I take pride in that. I thank my mom. May she rest in peace. I thank my mom for that. But like, that's a trait that I'm really glad that I was able to learn, is to take that little rage-filled part of me and put it in a box and just stick it back here.
Yep.
Just leave it there until the situation's done, and then I could take it back and be like, ah!
Yep. Okay. So,
yeah.
Any more questions, or are you good?
No, I think that's it.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
So the last one is, who would you like to see next on the show? And what's up, Mystery Pop Tart? How you doing? Who would you want to refer? It could be more than one.
You know what? Just because I would probably fangirl, even though like I know this person follows me on TikTok and we talk on Twitch and everything. I would love to see Red Ghost.
She was on the show recently.
Yeah, I'd like to see her. I didn't see her recently.
Yeah, it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago now.
I adore her. She is like the cutest, sweetest little like, oh my god, like I love everything about this person. Like, she is just like, she's so bubbly and heartwarming, and like, she's just amazing.
Yes.
So if not her, then
yes, I actually had her on the show.
Have you had Queen Majora on the show?
No, I have not. I tried.
That would be a very fun one.
I tried setting that up, but just, like, I don't know if like just not enough communication or just back and forth, because like it's really hard. I need to get a scheduling thing where someone could just look at the schedule and be like, I want to schedule this day.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I need. And then they email me saying this, that, who they are, and I look at it and then I accept.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's one that I would love to see on
the show,
her? Just because we're mutuals on TikTok. We've shared a few conversations.
Okay.
I might reach out. Yeah, I could reach out to her and be like, hey, you should get in contact with Harps and you should do the final hour because I'd love to see all your bubbliness. Like,
I think when I did King of Ashes, that's when she started following me, actually, and that's when I tried to, and that was a while ago. That was a while ago. That was almost a year ago.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm trying to remember what it was that made her follow me. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what follow me, but like, as a creator, like, I fell in love with her cosplays.
Yeah, she's got some really good ones.
I found out that she's a glitcher. And I was like, I want to keep you forever and ever and ever. Like, oh my god. Like, there's very few people that I will say that, like, it does not matter what their follower count is or, you know, who they are as a person. Their content, like, it brings so much joy. And that would be like Queen Majora, Parker Legend, and Eric Serrano. Like, they all, even Red Ghost, like, I've seen some of her glitches and it's like I sit there and I'm like,
she was on the first.
That make me feel a little uncomfortable.
She was the first. Red Ghost was the first OC creator I followed on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she did like Shock, Rock, and Barrel, like that OC one. It was great.
My first cosplay creator that I actually followed was Gothic Thug.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, the guy with no belly button.
Yeah, I started following him. So there was Gothic Thug, and then it was Eternus. Then it was the Man with Many Faces.
Okay, I tried to get him on the show too.
And then it was Brutax. And then after that was Derek. And slowly, one by one, they all started following me back. And it started off with the man with many faces. He was the first one to follow me back. And I was like, why are you following me back? Like, I don't even have 1,000 followers. Like, what the hell? Like, is this a mistake? And then, you know, Brutax and I became mutuals, which then opened up the portal for Eternus. And Eternus followed me back. And then Brutax ended up, he was talking to Derek one day and he's like, hey, go to this profile, go give her a follow. So, like, I wake up the next morning and I see Mr. Anarchy followed you. Mr. Anarchy commented on your video. Mr. Anarchy liked 17 videos. Mr. Anarchy duetted your video. And I'm like, and now we like play Minecraft together and Call of Duty together and we talk shit together and like we send snaps to each other every day of like random like non-existent actual words, just sounds. It's like it's awesome.
Yeah, that's anarchy.
And then Gothic Thug had followed. Actually, Gothic Thug made my day the other day. I was watching his Twitch stream and we were just shooting the shit, whatever. And he had mentioned my viral audio. And which has been named Anything for Clout, because people will do anything for clout, I swear to God. And he had mentioned that my audio that has over 15 million views on TikTok, just TikTok, has made it to Clapper and Instagram and Facebook and all social medias. So my voice is officially everywhere. And he was telling me about that, and he was like, I was scrolling through Clapper, and he's like, and then I heard this voice, and I was like, yo, that's my homegirl. I'm like, I stopped dead. I'm like, I'm his homegirl? Aww.
Nice,
like, I got
nice.
really like, happy. I was like, oh my God, like, you know, like I didn't realize like how close of relationships that I had built with a lot of creators on TikTok. And like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like I look at everybody and they're all like, yeah, like we're friends. And I'm like, really? Really? You think of me as a friend? Yay! Like that makes me feel good, because it's like, you know, I was always the antisocial kid. Like I didn't have friends growing up, and now it's like I have an abundance of friends that range from living in the U.S., living in like, you know, Italy, in Europe, in Malaysia, in Australia. Like I got friends everywhere, and I can legitimately say that they're my friends because, like, you know, if it's 2:00 in the morning and I'm going through a mental breakdown, I could call up one of them and be like, yo, why does the world suck? And they'll answer and be like. Their reply would be like, because the world sucks. And like that's, you know, we just shoot the shit, right? And we get myself out of that mindset. We'll play video games or we'll talk about TikTok or whatever else is going on in our lives, and I feel better. But like I know that there's these people that I could call up at 2:00 in the morning, whether it's 2:00 in the morning my time or their time. Like, you know, if I'm down and out, there's people that I could talk to. Exactly. And it's like I've never had that before, and it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. I like that. And
like you got me, you got Blood, you got like everyone. Like my DMs are open for everyone. It's like, come on, like DM me if you want, and we'll talk. It's awesome. It's awesome. So that's really good. Like all those people that like you referred, hell yeah, like have them come out, like have them reach out to me, contact me, and definitely, or send them the link.
I'm definitely gonna try and get Queen Majora. Like I'm gonna talk to her and be like, yo, like you gotta do this. Like I wanna watch this, because like, you know, I wanna know more about who you are.
Right. Like, and that's what I love about doing the show, because I learn who you are. Like I never really talked to you. Like, and now I'm like, holy crap, this is like this is, we hit it off. It's like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, there was one creator that like we've been mutuals for a while, and last I checked, she's doing pretty good on like her following. Like, her following's pretty awesome, but she lives like 5 hours away from me, like in the same country and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, like one of these days I'm coming to visit you. And like I straight out told her, I'm like, I will make my way to your town. I know where you are. I know how to find you. I'm like, because I need to know, are you this weird in reality? Because you're weird on TikTok and I like it. And there's something about you that you're weird. I like weird people. And she's like, yeah, I'm that weird in reality. I was like, oh, you're
like, yes, we gotta meet up.
I like weird. Like, I love weird people. I don't know why, but people that's like, awesome. You look at them and you're like, that's weird. Like, those are the people that I'm just like, yo, let's be friends. Like, you know, let's just like sit on the couch and like scroll TikTok and not talk for like 3 hours. But like let's be friends. Like,
that's so true nowadays, isn't it?
Right?
No,
right? Yeah. Social media has taken control of everybody's lives. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
this was a lot of fun, but I'm going to keep you on the line after this for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed this show. It was a blast. I'm going to be playing Apex shortly after this, so I hope you'll stay around and watch me either rage or destroy. Who knows? It depends on the evening. So, I will be back very shortly. See you all soon.